Today we're going to talk about two young step-siblings who make their dreams come true every day.
Oh, you two look so cute.
She means well.
Their teenage sister is jealous and tries to get them into trouble.
Oh, snakes! Scorpions! Oh, ah!
But the evidence always disappears before their mom sees it.
Candace, are you okay, sweetie?
I so don't want to talk about it.
Meanwhile, an evil and strange scientist, Dr. Doofenshmirtz, is trying to wreak havoc in the three-state area, and only the two kids' pet platypus, Perry, also called Agent P, can stop him.
Now do you understand what you are up against?
Yes, that's the animated series Phineas and Ferb. Let's learn the story from beginning to end.
Mom! Phineas and Ferb are making a title sequence!
The individual episodes of the series follow a scheme with two storylines. One is about two step-brothers, Phineas and Ferb, and their realization of incredibly complex and seemingly dangerous projects.
Let me be the first to say.
Happy birthday, Mom! We brought you some periodicals.
The other storyline tells about the attempts of the evil scientist Doofenshmirtz, who wants to seize power with the help of his inventions and avenge his old misfortunes.
See? It doesn't affect people at all!
Which are thwarted by a secret agent, Perry the Platypus. Everyone loves bright colors, and there are plenty of them in this animated series. Here the visual part is thought out to the smallest detail.
See, yesterday Dad was teaching me how to drive.
Looking at each character, you can tell who he is and how he will behave. Let's take a look at Phineas. His smile and big mouth catch the eye, and these are signs of friendliness and sociability. The warm, bright colors of his shirt and hairstyle also speak of his good mood and activity. Big round eyes, which you see in many of the main characters of cartoons. This facial feature tells people on an instinctive level about a certain sincerity and security.
Aren't you a little young to be working in a museum?
Yes, I am.
Well, it's nice to see young people taking an interest in history.
It is not critically contrasted with the pointed head and hairstyle, which signifies the character's persistence
Candace, what do you think?
That's it! I'm calling Mom.
and even boldness.
Aren't you a little young to be a landscape contractor?
Yes, I am.
His unwillingness to sit still, and the shorts scream his love of the outdoors, all of which we really see in this animated series. Now let's take a look at his stepbrother, Ferb. The colors are much cooler than Phineas's. This combined with the small expressionless mouth suggests taciturnity and less sociability. This is also evident in the movements of the two brothers. Phineas gesticulates much more frequently and actively in the episodes, while Ferb behaves expressively only in contrast to his usual behavior and as a joke. His large and differently shaped eyes suggest a certain eccentricity. His body is almost completely covered by clothing, and it is generally rather rectangular. All of this points to his austerity and businesslike nature. And his pants pulled up to his armpits speak of him as a man of deeds, not words.
Ferb? He's more of a man of action.
The creators of Phineas and Ferb decided to give the stepbrothers superpowers of engineering and amazing entrepreneurship. This makes the characters both human, due to all understandable worldly problems, and distant from the audience at the same time, which makes their interaction with each other not usual due to some thematic jokes and situations arising from the next invention of the brothers. The environment of the main characters is also decent, starting with Buford with his small forehead and protruding tooth, finishing with Isabella with her big eyes, eyelashes, and pink in everything, all looking cute, simple, and recognizable. Next, let's look at Heinz Doofenshmirtz. There are hunched over, eye bags, long hooked nose, evil grin. The eyebrows are very much involved. Everything gives away his evil nature. The fact that he is a scientist, of course, emphasizes the robe. By the way, also affects his home office. His lair is drawn in bright purple colors. But the creators made Doofenshmirtz's apartment more sinister, with the help of dark designs in the background and constant playing with light. The story of the confrontation between the platypus agent and the German scientist is much more hooking for adult viewers, since children in the animated series have childish problems. But Doofenshmirtz is already solving more adult problems. He is trying to deal with a tragic past, to self-actualize, to establish a relationship with his daughter. He also has a more successful brother and a bitter enemy, who constantly prevents him from carrying out evil plans. Doofenshmirtz is a child in the best sense of the word.
See, I taught myself whale song. I just told him he's fat and he has barnacle breath.
He can create anything with his talent and the power of his imagination. He suffers because of long-standing resentments and the non-acceptance of something new. He can both be sad and happy, which makes the character so alive and memorable in the eyes of a viewer, something that his nemesis, Perry the Platypus, could not get.
I am a superstar!
Now let's talk about Perry the Platypus, also known as Agent P. He is the pet platypus of Phineas and Ferb, who secretly from his owners lives a double life.
Good morning, Agent P. I wonder what exciting mission we have for you today.
Working as a secret agent of the OWCA, a secret spy organization. The full name is Organization Without a Cool Acronym.
This bad. I can't do this. Carl was doing my arms, see?
By choosing a platypus as one of the main characters, the creators did a smart thing. They actually said, if James Bond or Superman has no memorable traits, other than the ability to defeat all the evil on the planet, even a platypus can do the job. Interesting story with two older daughters in the series. If Vanessa, the daughter of Doofenshmirtz, wears all black, has painted lips, and a gorgeous figure, making her visually more mature. But with Candace, the older sister of Phineas and Ferb, not everything is immediately clear. It's because Candace is a dual and complex character, who plays two roles at once as a comic villain for Phineas.
Well, you and your little bango robot better not show up at the convention and make me look bad. That's strike one.
And as a ridiculous love character for Jeremy. Because of this duality, she had to be drawn to look good in both roles, the anger and love.
Phineas and Ferb, I'm gonna count down backwards from 10, and when I'm done, you better be down here so I can bust you.
She is perfectly suited to the neutral color red, which she wears all the time. After all, it works perfectly as both the color of anger and the color of love. She has a separate storyline from the boys, where she tries to hit on Jeremy. But all her attempts fail because of her brother's actions.
Well, I'm gonna go tell Mom, and when she sees what you are doing, you are going down, 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 down!
Which leads to some funny interactions with Jeremy.
All I need to do is find my Jeremy. Oh no, he's talking to Dee Dee. Oh, Jeremy! Wait! Jeremy!
Too scrawny. Throw it back.
Wow, Dee Dee, you're a really great skier.
At one point, it may seem like her torment will never end, but no. The creators do bring Jeremy and Candace together at the end of the second season. And it is not forgotten by the next episode. It logically develops and gives new topics for jokes.
Candace, you okay?
Enchanted.
Of course, Isabella, who is in love with Phineas, had it all differently. And we learned how this line will end only at the end of the animated series. Let's assume that it was necessary for better effect in the last episode. The locations and the backdrops of Phineas and Ferb are also very good, although there are only 3 permanent ones. These are Doofenshmirtz's apartment, also the OWCA headquarters, and the backyard of Phineas and Ferb's house. The OWCA headquarters is drawn in complete contrast to the Doofenshmirtz house. There's light everywhere, a lot of white. We can examine every appliance that Perry the Platypus uses in his work. There is a lot of greenery and empty space on the main character's lawn, which emphasizes the lazy peace and idleness of the situation that Phineas and Ferb find themselves in. This further emphasizes their desire for something to do. Also, when the half-brothers get to work on their inventions, they usually take up all the space on the lawn.
But you don't really have an argument. They're giving you 12 cans a day. Technically, you're not underfed.
It emphasizes their tireless hard work. But this visual is not the main attraction of this animated series. The soul of any media product is the story and the script.
It sure is nice to see Candace happy.
And here again, the creators have done a very good job. Phineas and Ferb is first and foremost a sitcom, with a literally repetitive one-to-one episode pattern. For example,
Wow, they really should put more effort into the shark. Ferb, I knoweth what we're going to do with today.
Phineas and Ferb decide to make some insanely cool and dangerous invention. Sister Candace tries to rat them out to Mom for it. Meanwhile, Perry the Platypus, working as a secret agent, battles the villainous Dr. Doofenshmirtz, due to him building some dangerous invention for his devious plans.
Too fast, Perry the Plat. Ah!
And at the end of the episode, Doofenshmirtz's invention is destroyed, and destroys the brothers' invention as well. Candace is left with nothing, trying to turn Phineas and Ferb into their mom.
That's not what I meant.
It never is, honey. Who wants blood pudding?
Me!
Well, that's the end of it.
Curse you, Perry the Plat! Tip us!
But sometimes, the episodes may differ in the scheme of things. Despite the show's lack of a global plot, there were also informal episodes, which were also warm, cozy, and funny.
Oh! How is it possible you are actually heavier on the moon?
Just in the first season, the stepbrothers built
Our life should be a roller coaster. And I mean a good roller coaster. Not like that one we rode at the state fair.
a roller coaster, a beach in their backyard,
Hey!
turn their mom's car into a remote control race car and race it,
Okay, Ferb, are we good to go?
use a snow cone machine to create a midsummer winter paradise in their backyard,
Wow, snow in July. That's it! I know what we're gonna do today!
Phineas! What's going on here?
It's summer and winter together.
and that's just a small part. In Season 2, the storyline with Perry and Doofenshmirtz remains at a high level as well. For example, this season Doofenshmirtz came up with his brilliant plans. He tried to flood the three-state area to turn it into Venice, and force everyone to buy his new buoyant water transport, or boat for short,
Buoyancy-operated aquatic transport, or BOAT for short.
bringing gelatin to life with his evil agitator device.
The cartilaginous fibers from the bovine patella structure that gelatin's extracted from gives it that fun, bouncy quality.
Perry collaborated with a British spy, kind of James Bond,
You realize this man is a platypus?
Perry the Platypus? Oh, who's your little friend here?
I'm Agent 000.
to foil Dr. Doofenshmirtz's plan to move Big Ben to Danville as an alternative to his tiny clock. If you've seen this far, it means you like what we're doing. Please support us and this project. Give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Let's get back to the show. Phineas and Ferb are hanging out with their friends in the backyard. They are playing a game called Jump and Duck, in which all you have to do to pass the game is jump up and duck down. Candace comes over, and seeing Phineas is playing the game, she tells that it's to normal, and she can take it easy.
Who would have guessed you two would get sucked into a video game? I'm gonna go get ready.
Sucked into a video game.
Phineas decides that they need to create their own video game, where you can program yourself, and go through the game with the effect of being fully present.
Hey, Ferb, throw the switch.
Candace accidentally finds herself in front of a scanner and programs herself into the game. Phineas and Ferb watch her for a few minutes and realize that she can't go through the game alone.
Just jump and duck.
So they program themselves into the game to help her beat it. Phineas and Ferb get involved in the game. Candace is chased by crazy fruit, and she uses a hair dryer to defeat them. Eventually, Candace passes all the levels, and they go back to the real world.
How'd you get him the second time?
What do you mean, second time?
Run!
No, guys, he looks like a nice guy.
But the very last level happens to be in the real world. Isabella comes to their rescue and defeats him.
But what am I gonna do? Huh?
Wow, you look beautiful. I guess you all look beautiful.
In the Season 3 episode Run Candace Run,
Today, I am composed Candace. Confident, cool, and relaxed. Candace, stop judging me!
The brothers create the newest invention, a pair of shoes that make the wearer unusually fast. Candace decides to wear them so she can be in 2 places at once, at Jeremy's family picnic, and also at the library, where she promised her mom she'd read to the kids, but things go awry.
Today's first reader. I'll be right back. Go on, you'll do great.
Brab farbu kola brabadi lingonberry.
These things are great. Much better than those completely unstable prototypes we made earlier.
When she accidentally uses the unstable prototypes of the super-fast shoes. Meanwhile, Dr. Doofenshmirtz's building is up for sale. So he tries to convince the potential buyer Annabelle that it's not worth buying.
You'll be surprised how strong my arms are. Don't hold back.
I don't think I can.
In the Season 3 episode Magic Carpet Ride, inspired by Dad's favorite childhood program, the boys decide to create a magic carpet, and Candace is convinced that fortune cookies will help her catch her brothers.
Success starts at home. Finally, it's go time to the backyard!
It gets hard to watch.
Meanwhile, Dr. Doofenshmirtz plans to disrupt his brother's art exhibit by using his stain remover to ruin a mysterious painting, but as it turns out, the painting is Dr. Doofenshmirtz's own masterpiece that he created when he was young.
Well, that was 20 years well spent. Melanie, what's my next appointment?
I don't get it. These things have been right about everything. I mean, look!
Don't believe everything you read. Words to live by.
What I like most about this animated series is that it ends very logically. The episode, Act Your Age, in Season 4, concludes the animated series in a very harmonious way. It begins with the real creators of Phineas and Ferb. They talk about receiving letters from all the viewers. So they read one letter. It asks, will viewers be able to see how Phineas and Ferb became teenagers? The creators tell us right off the bat that this is what we're going to see. They warn that the action of this episode unfolds 10 years after the main events of the animated series. Phineas and Ferb are lying on their beds and thinking about where they should go to study, since they have already finished school. Phineas can't make up his mind about this choice. Ferb suggests going into a booth, where Phineas accidentally gets a letter. But he is not satisfied with any of the universities. After a while, Baljeet enters the room. He makes it clear that he has already graduated from the university and has become a teacher.
Just think, Buford, you could be my student. I would be the boss of you.
He wants to go to the film academy and make tragedy movies. Ferb says he's already enrolled. At that moment, we are shown the adult Candace, who is defending her project. Next, we are taken to the secret headquarters, where Perry the Platypus works. And they have a new trainee. He gets a message that Doofenshmirtz is up to something. He calls Carl, who's now a major.
Well, it's too bad Monogram isn't around to see this.
Well, sir, he's gone to a better place.
Oh, what the heck? I'm gonna call him.
Monogram is fine, and he's retired, relaxing on the beach. Perry is also on vacation. He gets an assignment and moves out. Meanwhile, the friends are still helping Phineas with the choice. The conversation turns to Isabella.
I am so in the friend zone there.
You are kidding, right? You do know she had a giant crush on you for ages.
Oh, come on. It was so obvious.
All the friends make it clear that she has been in love with him for a long time, and that he hasn't noticed it. Phineas decides to go out for a walk to think things over, and his friends want to help. While Isabella is still in town, Perry has already flown in Doofenshmirtz, and it turns out he's gotten so old that he can't even figure out how to take over 3 states.
Huh? Oh, no, that's not evil, so I don't think it counts. But just let me get this thing charged up and we'll be on our way. Ready?
The Platypus and Doofenshmirtz decide to take a vacation and ride water scooters. Phineas meets a neighbor, and she tells him that Isabella is leaving today. Phineas runs to her.
The restaurant is that way.
Thanks again.
The friends are preparing a surprise on the lawn. As we know very often in past episodes, everything Phineas and Ferb invented disappeared, mostly because of Doofenshmirtz. Just take note of that.
Both of their favorite colors, which will stimulate the romantic centers of their brains, making them think about love.
What if it doesn't?
Well, then we have this sign.
Isabella said goodbye to her mother and went to the car. Phineas is running out of time just a little bit. His friends have everything ready, but when they want to call, They all have some kind of problem with their phones. While everyone is standing with their backs to the table, Doofenshmirtz's trash can, which he threw off the car, demolishes the entire table with the decorations. Once again, everything is disrupted because of him. The friends notice this, but can't figure anything out.
Wow, now it's exactly like it was when we were kids.
Phineas goes home and notices Isabella on his doorstep. They're talking about who's going to what university. He decides to declare his love and finally chooses a college.
Well, I guess I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes,
His friends are happy about this.
See ya.
in 2 weeks.
Nah, I've waited this long.
And Vanessa arrives to pick up Ferb. Phineas decides to chase Isabella down to kiss her.
This.
This is where the episode ends.
Well, that was worth the wait.
Yes, it was.
At the very end, the cartoon creators appear again, and they are upset that the characters have grown up. Thanks for watching our video to the end. See you.